Welcome to all you Pisceans. Welcome for your yearly forecast for 2014. So I'm going to try to be as general as possible and then dig a bit more into details when the monthly horoscopes come. But what is the most important for the Pisceans for 2014? Well, I think I'm going to focus on the outer planets and also on a Mercury retrograde because that is in your sign. But the most important thing is, I think, let's start with Neptune. I think that is the most important thing for you Pisceans, notwithstanding the fact there's a lot of other things going on with Pluto, with Uranus, with Jupiter and all of that. But actually, all the other outer planets are really stimulating the Pisces in not a challenging way. You could say like Pluto, it's in Capricorn, it's sextiling your sign. So actually the thing that I start with, the thing that is most challenging. And this is Neptune. And why? Because it's in your sign. It's a hard aspect, as we call it. It's a conjunction. And I see the conjunction of an outer planet to a personal planet. So let's say you've got your sun or your moon or your ascendant or even a Venus, a Mars or a Mercury in Pisces. This is really important for you, and especially if you've got these between 3 degrees and 8-9 degrees, because Neptune is going to be around those places in Pisces. Now, what is this all about? First of all, Pisces is already a sign that wants to, how would I say that? That wants to be one with what's surrounding them. So whether that is a situation, whether that is a person, they want to be one with that other person, or they want to understand them at the fullest. They want to have full communication. They want to have, you know, they don't want to be at a distance in any situation or with a person. That is really the strength of Pisces, is that they can shift their levels at all times. So and Neptune is a bit the same. Neptune is people who've got strong Neptunes in their chart, I mean on personal planets or on angles, they have the capacity to align themselves with other levels, whether it is other realms or whether it is even situations or people. So like me, for instance, I have in my chart, I'm a Virgo, but I have in my chart Neptune conjunct the ascendant. So without me knowing it, I align very quickly and almost on an unconscious level with other people. You know, when I'm with someone who has a certain dialect and who speaks a certain dialect in my country, I take it over without even knowing it. And it's not an easy thing to do actually in Belgium, because the dialects are very much, you know, different. But I can manage that. When I did the French videos, I even have a French accent. So I really have to be aware with doing all these videos in different languages. That's just one example. But for you Pisceans, you have the capacity to, if you talk to a farmer, you almost, you're like a chameleon. You almost adjust to that farmer and you align with them. If you're talking to a secretary who's very much, let's say, who's very poshy, or who is very, I don't know, who is very much about business, you take that over. And that's why people like you, because it's very nice, isn't it? When you, but when people understand you. So you come across with other people, they feel a direct connection, and that is the strength of Pisces, and that is the strength of Neptune. So there is this immediate leveling on the same level of other people, on the level of certain situations. You feel it directly, and that is your strength. So with Neptune there in your sign, that can enforce that, and which is very beautiful, that can even make you more understanding towards other people. And with Chiron there as well, the wounded healer, that can even make you more of a better helper, healer, therapist, but also a sister or brother or friend to your friends, because you understand them. The only thing that that is to be aware of is, and I don't think it's going to be a problem because of Mars here, but is that if you adjust yourself to other people and to other situations all of the time, it's not always easy to know who you are with all the adjustments. What is you? What is me? And let's say that you have this Neptune on a masculine planet like the Sun or Mars or your rising sign ascendant, then it can be a bit hard because it kind of dissolves your personality. And if you're not aware of them, you're going to lose yourself in other people or in I don't know what. But be aware of that. Be aware of escape routes, and if you are aware of it, nothing can happen to you, because you also have this strong backbone in Saturn in the 9th house in your chart, and also Mars helping you first half of the year tremendously with giving you a backbone there for your belief system. So this is balance. In other words, this is balancing this energy out. So I think the only thing, if you are a Piscean that has trouble with boundaries already, and if you are a Piscean who really recognizes this very much, this being aligning with other people, and you have a bit of a challenge there, now 2014 is the year. It is the year for you. It is the year for trust, and it is the year for showing who you really are. You know, you had enough of it. This is the year for Pisces. You know, that 8th house there, the 8th house that needs stability, and especially emotional stability, that is going to be the key for 2014. Even if you're watching this now in December, and even if you're an early Piscean, which will have the Sun, let's have a look. When you were born at the end of February, let's see, when you were born around, let's say, the 22nd of February, up until the very beginning of Pisces, the 1st of Pisces. But again, if you have a rising sign around those degrees, between 3 and 10 degrees, it's applicable for you as well. So you people really have this Neptunian energy. And the thing is that you will get support from Mars, and that you will get support from Saturn, because these are the planets that make sure that you stay on planet Earth. If you are someone who is that kind of Piscean, who's got some planets in Earth signs, or who's got some strong backbone of steel, with a good Saturn in maybe in Capricorn or in Aquarius, I think you will do just fine with the Neptune transit. So be aware that you're not going to deceive yourself, and that you're not trying to escape. And of course, when I say trying to escape, a lot of people think, oh, it's alcohol or it's drugs. I think there are more things to escape from. You know, it can be a computer, it can be even God. That you're trying to get yourself saved, or you're trying to save others. But again, I don't think that will be the case with you, because you've got this strong Saturn in the 9th house. And I see 9th house as one of the most important houses in the chart, because it's the house that is connected with the universe. The rest of the universe, it's on a higher level. And I think most Pisceans understand that. So most Pisceans have a good understanding of God, or a good understanding of, if they don't believe in God, a good understanding of the universe, of soul energy, source energy. They have a good understanding of that. And when Saturn is there, it's structuring it. It's, you know, it's testing it as well. So a lot of you Pisceans, I think I said that last year as well, are going to shift the belief system. So whatever you believed in, Saturn is there for the whole year up until the end of 2014. So whatever you believe in the beginning of the year, it can shift at the end of the year. So let's say in the beginning of the year you didn't believe in God. At the end of the year you may believe in God. In the beginning of the year you don't believe in, let's say, homeopathy, or how is that called? Well, maybe at the end of the year you will. And all of the things that has to do with how you perceive the world in a bigger picture, there are changes going on with that. And Saturn is challenging you. It's challenging you, okay, if you believe in that, let's show that it is true. And I mean, not let's showing it by talking about it, let's showing it in your day-to-day practical life that it is true. And this is not always the easiest thing for Pisceans, especially the ones who don't have this extremely strong Saturn, or who don't have a lot of planets in Earth sign. This can be a challenge because it's a reality that it's Saturn that demands the belief system to put it into practice, and it's really, if it's not being able to put it into practice, you're going to put it aside. It's that strong there in the 9th house, and I think that is very good for you Pisceans, because I know that it's actually structuring the chaos. So maybe you're a Piscean and say, you know, my life is a bit of a chaos at the moment. Don't worry, at the end of 2014, Saturn is helping you to structure your beliefs, and that is, I think, a very good thing. Now, the other thing that is very important as well for you is this Pluto. So Pluto is in your 11th house of friends and of hopes and aspirations. So what is happening? Where Pluto is, we transform. So where is your transformation for you Pisceans? It is possible certain scenarios. First of all, it can be that at the beginning of the year you have an aspiration, or maybe last year you had one and you were directing your life towards it, and a couple of months later, or all of a sudden, especially with this Uranus squaring up to Pluto, all of a sudden you shift your aspirations. So, and that is not a little thing happening there. It's good for you because Pluto is really trying to transform that. What is best for you? What is for you the best aspiration? On another level, and of course for many of you that will have to do with work. That will have to do, what do you want to do with your work? And do you want to do the same things, or do you want to do something completely different? And it starts with aspirations, doesn't it? For other people, they transform through their friends, because it's the house of friends. So friends can have an immense impact, and maybe it's just one friend, or maybe it's just many friends that have this, I think, serious friends, because it's in Capricorn. So I think you, the friends that you attract will have this responsible nature, but they are there to help you transform you. So whatever it is you want to transform, they help you with the transformation. It could be that they are in huge transformations, that you see one friend that is completely in a crisis, or that is something really challenging happening with them, and because of that you transform yourself, or it's because of the connection, could be the case as well. So friends do really have that very very important impact on you. Don't take it light. You know, what friends are, or what's happening with friends, can have a tremendous impact on you. It's influencing your environment as well, and it can help you to change, because Pluto is where we need to change drastically. So you need to change your plans for the future drastically in 2014, and friends can help you with that. So that is a good thing as well. And Jupiter in your 5th house is just wonderful. But I think it's going to be even more wonderful for you when it shifts into the 6th house. And why is that? First of all, Jupiter will be there, still there the first half of the year in Cancer, in your 5th house. What is the 5th house? It is the house of sexuality. So let's say that you have been single for a long time. Now it can really change, and it can really, you know, give sexuality so much more meaning. You can feel that you're alive again. It can mean that. Of course, if you're in a relationship, it can just mean that you are having more pleasure in the bedroom. Or not always in the bedroom, I don't know. But it's about creativity, and it's about self-expression. It's about how you get your message out there when it relates to your work. So having Jupiter there in the 5th house is really wonderful for you, because you Pisceans, you are already a sign that is very creative, and having Jupiter in such a creative house, you know, maybe a child comes along and will be a very wise child, and or maybe you are going to work with children, or maybe you are going to feel that childish energy, that childish passion. Or maybe some people in your life will act as a muse, or how do you call that? And because through the interaction of that, you are becoming so creative, you know, like the big artists like Van Gogh. This is certainly not a Van Gogh, this is my son who made this. But maybe you're going to, maybe with your children, you're going to make a bit of art there. And of course art, entre parenthèses, I don't know the English word for that, but just being yourself, and that is really the child in you. And this is really opening up for the Pisceans, because I know that Pisceans, normally they are very open, but it is associated with the water signs. It's water, and it can be cold water at times. So if you are a Piscean that is a bit in the cold water at the moment, well, there's good news with this Jupiter in the 5th house, and even more when it goes into the 6th house. Because if you're having challenges with little problems or big problems, you are going to try to solve them, and you will be able to, because it's in the 6th house, the house of solving little or big problems. Now I'm looking when Jupiter is transiting the 6th house, that will be around, I'm looking at 2013. Well, that will be around July. So in July, Jupiter goes into Leo, and that is your 6th house. So you're going to really have a better feeling about your day-to-day routines. It's a very good time to improve them as well. If you say, you know, my routines, I know a Piscean, she is a bit of a, how would I put this? When she has to plan a route to go somewhere from A to B, she's a bit like the Piscean. She's a bit chaotic, so she goes from here to there and everywhere. And she has a bit of a problem now with her daily routine. She has to wake up in the morning very early, because the school of her child is the other way of the city, completely the other way than where she works. So she has to do, like, you know, the big, she has to do a lot of traveling before she gets to work, which stresses her out. Now these things, this may sound a very little problem, but if you sort a thing out like this, which is a bit of a Virgo house, the 6th house, if you say, maybe next year my child has to change schools anyway, maybe I can make the school a bit closer to where I live or where I work, and maybe I can make it a bit easier, my routine. And the good news is you will do that. You will be able to do that, and you will feel way more relaxed in your day-to-day routines. That is Jupiter in the 6th house. It could mean also that you are going to, so that's just an example, it can mean many other things, but you know, the thing of improving your routines. It can also mean work, that you're going to get more work more work, because Jupiter enlarges the houses that it is in. And it is our day-to-day work, the 6th house. So you can get more